Hello and welcome to the Success Showcase. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin from the Modern Observer Group. And with me, as always, is Chip Janiszewski from the Happiness and Success GPS. Chip, how you doing this week?
Doing wonderful, Eric. Happy June.
Happy June. We are heading into summer. We had the Memorial Day weekend last week, kicking off the summer season. And
Yep.
we're look. Did you do anything special?
For Memorial Day, actually, my son and my daughter-in-law were home for Memorial Day, and then this past weekend we actually went up to see my son conduct his choir that he founded down in New York City. So it's been a good 2 weeks with them.
Fantastic. And as summer season kicks off, so do a lot of different events. And that brings us to our special guest this week. We have Chad Herzog from the International Festival for Arts and Ideas in New Haven. Chad, welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
So, Chad, let's start off by telling us what this festival is. I mean, the Festival for Arts and Ideas sounds pretty far reaching.
It's a really special festival that's been going on for 23 years. This is our 24th festival that we'll be kicking off just in a few days now. And it was a festival really founded to celebrate the best world-class musicians, the greatest thinkers, and the region of New Haven and Connecticut broadly here in June. And it's something that we're extremely proud of that happens every June in New Haven, where we welcome nearly 100,000 people to over 200 events in 15 days.
Fantastic. And how did you get involved with the festival?
I joined the festival 4 years ago, this week actually, as the director of programming, and have been here in New Haven working with the festival since then. Yeah, I came to New Haven from a small school in central Pennsylvania called Juniata College, where I was serving as the director of arts and culture there, and haven't really looked back since I got here.
Excellent. So, when somebody comes to the Festival of Arts and Ideas, what can they expect?
Well, when people come to the festival, I think they can expect to be surprised, to be moved, to feel a little better about the world in which we live in, a time where you can see New Haven and the Connecticut region really celebrating themselves. You can expect to go to over 80% of our performances for free. You can expect to see the greatest artists from around the world on our stages. You can expect to be in a place where people who are really making change happen in a daily life are going to influence the way you move forward. You can expect to go for walks. You can expect to have some of the best food from the region. You can expect to pull up a chair in the sunshine and watch the likes of Gina Chavez or the New Haven Symphony Orchestra with Tiempo Libre on the New Haven Green. You can expect to sit in a theater and see the world premiere of a performance, the U.S. premiere of a performance like No Kids, or the world premiere of a performance like Quantum Sounds, or really have your mind and body questioned when you start thinking about what does it mean to have a home, or what is a home when you see our performance of Home. You can see and expect to see tap dance in a way that you've never seen it before. And you can find yourself expecting what life may be like when bodies move together in a hauntingly beautiful way, or when you are able to hear a throat singer from the Inuit region of Canada really blowing your mind with her vocals and stage presence.
Yeah, I mean, I took a look at your website to prepare for this, and first it goes for a couple of weeks, and I just took a look at your mission, and you kind of like stated it all, but the mission very clearly stated on your website is to create an internationally renowned festival in New Haven of the highest quality with world-class artists, thinkers, and leaders, attracting, engaging a broad and diverse audience, celebrating and building community and advancing economic development. And there's a huge calendar on there, a combination of concerts, lectures, and conversations, and so on. and your website is really, really good resource for all that information. So why don't you talk a little bit about how that's organized on the website and about the different things that you're doing down there?
Sure. Well, the easiest way, as you mentioned, is going to that website, and that's artidea.org, artidea.org. And when you go to the website, you can see really the entire festival laid out for you. And the way that we jokingly talk about the website, but kind of seriously too, is that you can plan your entire month of June by hour by visiting our website. When you go to the website, you can click on a specific day, or you can look at the entire festival as a whole. As you click through the website, you'll be seeing performances that are happening outside, our walking and biking tours that happen. You'll be able to see our ticketed performances that happen inside and buy your tickets there. And you can check out the Ideas events and watch some preview videos, learn a little bit about the people that are coming in to speak, and just get a good feel of what's about to come. The website also includes a festival blog that gives an in-depth look at everything that's coming to the festival. We have a great writer on staff who she's just really taken nice steps in bringing the festival happenings to our readers, and giving you a look that you might not quite expect when you need to learn more about the festival.
Yeah, the website looks like just an awesome resource for a whole lot of things you probably even never knew itself. And with all the events, if you just want to print out the line item events on your calendar page, I think it took up 3 or 4 pages of paper to print those things out. So there's so much to choose from. And, I would highly recommend to people who are listening, just go in and explore it, because there's so many different things to see in there, which you can't even imagine what this is all about until you go in there, because there's so much.
Yeah, Chip, and that's one thing that's nice too is you can sort by category on the website. So if you're looking for those things to do that are family friendly, you can click on the family tag, and it will pull up everything that has been made appropriate for families. Or if you want to see all the free things happening, or all the ticketed events, or all the food events, or the walking tours, those are all tagged out, so you can really search the website not just by day or by time, but specific affinities that might be happening for you.
Yeah, and you have a lot of information too about New Haven itself, which is just a wonderful place to go during the summer. So for those of you who have never been there, this is a perfect time to check it out.
It really is a great time to check it out. And if you go to our website, artidea.org/partners, you can see the local businesses that are partnering with us during the festival, and learn about the cocktail at Zinc, or the special sundae at Ben and Jerry's, or the special pizza that Next Door is serving that's built around the festival and some festival themes. So you go to artidea.org/partners, and you can see where those restaurants are and see what kind of deals they're having during the festival, to show us how they festival with us.
Yeah, the entire festival is really this cooperative of organizations and businesses. You don't have, a stage of your own. These events go on all through the city. How do you manage to coordinate all this?
Eric, you hit something really important. The city becomes our stage. As an organization that does not have a performing arts center, we look at the city as our stage, or as our performing arts center, and we couldn't do it without the partners that we have in New Haven and throughout the region. We spend a lot of time gathering those partners and speaking with them. We are meeting with local businesses throughout the year. We are very excited this year that we're in 7 different performing arts venues for our ticketed shows. We're on both the upper and lower green for our free concerts outside. We're in the Alexion Pharmaceuticals auditorium for all of our Ideas talks. And all of those are because of the strong partnerships that the festival has. And then, as you mentioned, we're everywhere else in the city of New Haven. So our biking tours take you all over. You can go for a food walking tour either up State Street or throughout Fairhaven. You're really going to get a chance to understand what makes this city tick when you come here in June and experience the festival with us.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic combination of performance and lectures and cultural events and food, as you said. How did this festival come about in the first place? You said this is your 24th year. It seems like an odd, almost an odd combination of things that had to converge.
It does make us a lot different than a lot of other festivals, especially in this country, where these types of festivals aren't as common. But this festival was created by three amazing women over 24 years ago now. Jean Hanley, Roz Meyer, and Ann Calabrese created this festival. They are women who have been leaders in New Haven for many, many years, have been founders of many organizations in this area. Jean Hanley was a corporate executive before she passed away. And these are people who really wanted to find a way that New Haven could celebrate itself. In the mid 90s, New Haven was a much different city. It was a time in June when the students would go away from the local colleges and universities, and there wasn't a whole lot else going on. And so they came together and wanted to find a reason for people to join together, to celebrate in the city as one, to be able to have shared experiences together, and to challenge their thinking and to feed their souls. And that's what this festival has been doing for the last 24 years. It was based off of the Edinburgh International model, though it is different because, as you mentioned, it has that ideas component and the walking tour component and so much more. So really, when you think of the International Festival of Arts and Ideas, it's about thinking about that ampersand, that arts and ideas, and how the two collide, and what does that mean, and what does that look like. And that's what this festival has been doing, is hosting those collisions of arts and ideas for the last 24 years.
Can you tell us? I believe there's a theme to this year's festival. Can you talk about that a little bit?
While there is no official theme to the festival ever, there are some underlying areas that rise forward often. And this year, the festival has two of those. One of those is identity, and the other one is home. When we talk about identity, that notion is fed off of the festival, along with the city of New Haven reading the book The Namesake together. And in the book The Namesake, as part of the NEA's Big Read program, the main character in that book questions what is in his name, what does it mean to be who he is, where he comes from. And I think that's something that we here in New Haven and at this time in our lives in this country are questioning a lot of as well. So you'll see a lot of the program shares that thought or theme. And the other one is home. And home comes forward as, again, we're living in the year 2019. And what does it mean to have a home? What is a home? Is it the four walls that surround you? Is it the block that you live on? Is it the people that you surround yourselves with? So often when we talk about home, it's really paying attention and tribute to those that came before us, and realizing that the things that we do will affect our home and our home lives in years or generations to come for those that come after us. And that might not necessarily just be for family members, but other people that come across our same walks and our same place of life.
Yeah, you have a section on your website that a lot of the events are under the category of lectures and ideas. And what it talks about is these are all based upon topics of community or justice or art or culture and a lot of different things. And not only New Haven, but around the world. So what are some of the highlights of those? Are there some interesting people in there that you're really looking forward to seeing that maybe nobody's heard about that we should be taking a look at there? Because you have so many of them.
Yeah, why don't we spend a little bit of time going through some of those? Because there are, I think there are many of these ideas, conversations that are just going to move people forward. One thing that's fun about the Ideas program this year that is totally different than it has been in the past is every Saturday at 1 o'clock, are Ideas programs that are being brought to us by New Haven's young leaders, the future leaders of this city, and of our country and of our world. These are high school and early college students that have created these programs, really talking about things that resonate to them. So the first one is our high school fellows talking about confronting identity. Then we have some New Haven youth activists on June 15th talking about, and they're calling it We New Haven, a youth activist perspective. We New it's KNEW Haven, so that should be a lot of fun. And then the final one is Words Reclaiming Worlds, with some spoken word poets and activists. Those are all being brought to us by those people that are going to be leading this area and this country well into the future. We have ideas, conversations happening from thought leaders from around the world. Jonathan Holloway, who's the artistic director of the Melbourne Festival in Australia, will be joining us for a piece that he's calling Living for the City. We'll be looking at 400 years of inequality, commemorating the 400 years of the slave trade in this country on June 9th with Mindy Fulov and her colleagues. Thaddeus Phillips, who is a theater maker, will be talking about climate change and his new piece, Anthropocene is what that's called, on June 9th. We'll be looking at how art heals conflict in Cities of Peace with Ellen Frank and Lucy McClure on June 11th. We have this really amazing talk called Data Driven Sounds with Kaki King, Spencer Topol, and J. Allen Zimmerman on June 12th. Kaki is an incredible guitarist who's played our festival stage before, and the festival has commissioned her to create a new piece of work for 2020. Spencer Topol is a artist in residence at the Yale Quantum Institute and composer, and J. Allen Zimmerman is a composer who has lost his hearing, and all three of them are using data in different ways to make music today. Kaki is both bringing data in and out as she looks at creating music with some pretty intense and crazy projection and image mapping. Spencer Topol, with his time at the Yale Quantum Institute, has been working with the scientists to slow down atoms, and finds that when you slow them down to a certain speed, they start to make audible noises. And so he'll be sharing his work there, but then performing a concert the following evening as with the scientists in their labs. Spencer will be playing the atoms in the Yale Quantum Institute. And then J. Allen Zimmerman, as a composer who has lost his hearing, has been still writing music, and he, in doing some work with Google, have found a way to compose music that not only can be heard, but can be seen through these algorithms that the music is sent through. And so the three of them will be giving this really great talk together. On June 13th, we'll be commemorating the 50th anniversary of Stonewall with Ain Gordon and H.B. Lazio. Ain and H.B. will be talking about what this country and what their lives have been like 50 years after Stonewall. We're lucky to be partnering with the Beinecke Library to present Michael Childers, the photographer, on June 14th. We have a time with Ricky D and Supreme Easy AD, where we'll be partnering with the New Haven Hip Hop Conference and delivering a talk on the Keepers of Culture. These were two of the hip hop pioneers from New York coming up to talk about their time. We'll be looking at habits to heal while exploring mindfulness and wellness with three leading providers here in New Haven. And then on June 16th, we have Allison Roman, who is a noted cookbook author, writes for New York Times magazine and cooking section, along with Bon Appetit. And she'll be talking about some of her recipes that she's written that have gone viral, but then what it means to stay true to yourself and not jump the shark and give in to the pressures of social media and others. John Donkowski will be joining us again from WNPR and Next and New England Public Radio, doing a presentation on new life for New England's industrial past with Elihu Rubin and Kathy Stanton and Nicole Whedon. We have this amazing Inuit throat singer, Tanya Tagat, who will be reading portions of her book, Split Tooth, and then doing some singing and performing on June 19th for us. Connecticut author Jacqueline Rapazzo will be here doing a talk called Without Habits, A Path to Purpose, as she shares what she learned after writing her latest book. We have our Yale Hong Kong artist talking about the work that they're making in New Haven over the last 6 months. And finally, we have Michael Tara Garver with her talk, How the Art of Experience Empowers Cultural Change. And that will be our final ideas conversation on June 22nd.
You've really got a wide range of topics there, and so much of it is, affecting our lives now. You had mentioned also the theme of home. I believe there's actually a performance where a house is built on stage. Am I correct about this?
You are so correct on this. This is a piece by Jeff Sobel and Beth Morrison Projects called Home. And it's a piece that is, unfortunately, my words will not do it justice, because it's this incredible piece of theater that starts off with nothing but a stage light or a ghost light on stage and one person. And over the next 2 hours, you get to experience a complete house being built, two-story house being built on stage right in front of you. And I say the word house in air quotes because it is very far from being a house. In fact, you watch what is truly a home that is built on stage. And you get to experience the joys of life that come together as this home is being built, and you experience the sorrows of what it's like to be in a home and witness people moving apart from each other or coming apart, and what it's like to have death happen in front of you. It combines dance, illusion, live music, some homespun engineering, and an innovative use of the audience on stage interacting to make this piece of theater that really questions, where is home? It's not a place. What is a home? How do we struggle to build infrastructure, family, community, art? What happens when we fail and we try again? It's a beautiful piece of theater that I hope people will come out and join us for.
Yeah, you also have a lot of headline concerts going on too, and they're all described on the website too, but there's a lot of things going on the stage down on the green.
We do. We have a number of things going on the stage on the green. We start things off with what we're calling New Haven Day on the green. And that's when we bring the best of our neighborhood festivals to the New Haven Green, along with Tabisa, who is now living in the area from South Africa. Marion Meadows and Ron Lawrence will be our headlining acts. It is sure to be a beautiful day in New Haven on June 8th, where you get to hear some great music and really come together and celebrate the city in which we live, or visit the city in which you can celebrate on June 8th. On June 9th, then, we have Garba 360, which is, Garba is a beautiful folk dance that is an Indian folk dance that people have learned at a very young age, but was traditionally only danced during Navaratri. It's now being danced more often, and we'll be dancing all day on the green, and then the Garba 360 will happen a little later on, where if you're not familiar with it, you can either watch it and hear the live music and watch the dance, or actually learn how to dance Garba. It's not a very difficult dance for you to learn how to dance, but it is a dance that is quite fun, where you get to join hands with the person next to you and move together. That following weekend, then, we have two more what we are calling micro festivals. The first is Forrest MDs and Vivian Green, as we celebrate hip hop and R&B with what we're going for, the largest white party on the green. So people are encouraged to come to the green wearing white. They'll get to hear Force MDs and Vivian Green, along with four national DJs that have been spinning music all around the world. And then the next day, we have this day that really celebrates mindfulness and healthy lifestyles, a day that we're calling Create and Meditate. And the evening music is with the Carrie Ashton Band and Gina Chavez. Gina Chavez is a 10-time Austin Music Award winner. Her music is top the charts on Amazon and the Latin iTunes music charts. She's just a great singer-songwriter, and her band is on fire. The Carrie Ashton Band has been making music for a long time. She's performed by herself, but then also with her band. She'll have her band to the festival stage, and both are a lot of fun. And then our final day is the day that we're celebrating summer. It's the first full day of summer on June 22nd with Tiempo Libre and the New Haven Symphony Orchestra. And Tiempo Libre is an Afro-Cuban band. The New Haven Symphony Orchestra has been making music in the city for 125 years. Together, they will be on stage as Alistair Neal, who is the new music director of the symphony, will have the baton for the first time. And I think we'll all be up on our feet, dancing and moving to the Afro-Cuban music and that of the symphony.
No, and you've had a whole big hand in putting this all together. I mean, you've had experience doing this before. You've served on boards of directors. You've been a speaker panelist and done forums and that kind of thing. And I imagine that's helped you bring a whole lot of, I can see why they're very happy to have you on board. Let's put it this way, because you have quite a background.
I'm very lucky to have a job that that allows me to do this kind of work, that allows me to travel around the world looking for people to bring to this wonderful city and state of Connecticut. And this festival is something that we can all be very proud of. It's a festival that is truly unlike any other in the country. And it's a festival that is made possible thanks to friends and supporters here in the region, mostly individuals that come out and support the festival either by buying tickets or making gifts to the festival. And we're feel very lucky to be able to doing this kind of work in New Haven.
All right, we're coming up on the end of our time here. So before we go, where can people buy tickets to the ticketed events?
The best way for people to buy their tickets is to go to artidea.org and buy their tickets there. There are a number of ticket events. You want to get your tickets fast because some of those tickets or some of those events are selling out. But please visit artidea.org, check out what you have. You can, when you buy online, you don't pay any kind of ticketing fees, which is really great. You can either choose to print your tickets out at home or pick them up at the will call section, and we look forward to seeing everyone there.
And for the free events, people can just show up, or do they have to RSVP, or is there anything they need to do?
For many of the free events, you can just show up. For our walking tours and biking tours, we suggest that you reserve your spot because there is limited capacity for those. But you can do that for free online as well by visiting artidea.org.
Right. So, Chip, what do you think is the big takeaway for today?
It's just fantastic that this is going on and starting this weekend. And I know that Chad has reviewed a lot, but your website's terrific because everything that you just talked about, you can click on the event itself and it has details about what's going on. And I also recommend going to your support page because you do get a lot of support from a lot of different people. And that page has ways for you to actually make donations and pay it forward, invite other people and that kind of thing. So thanks so much for doing this for New Haven. And I'm going to have to check this out with my wife.
Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you all here in New Haven over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway for me that I think people really need to pay attention to is the fact that this festival not only brings the best of international to New Haven, but it also showcases the best of New Haven. So you're seeing the best of both worlds all at once. It's a fantastic 2 weeks of events, and I recommend you don't miss it. You've been listening to the success.
I'm sorry. It is something you don't want to miss because you're not going to get this experience anywhere else.
Thanks so much, Chad. You've been listening to the Success Showcase. You can catch us every week at xvadio.com/podcasts. You can also find us at the iTunes Store, the Apple Podcasts app, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts. Remember, make this your best week ever and make next week even better. See you then.